This time they are wishing to not get the pet, and apparently Egg is dying, getting 20 rupees out of the first chest.
Yep, that's not going to help him stop dying, but it will help him a bit with the early checks in Kakariko.
Well, talking about pedestal, we have two pendants in the light world.
Yeah, that's probably the first thing they're thinking of. Oh god, the pedestal's going to be open early.
But that pedestal as a green pendant might actually be a nice thing to check early on. If you get the fire rod or the lamp early on, you can then just go ahead and route the Sarshurala with Sarshurasat. Very nice combo.
Yeah, it's usually not it's not that odd of an early play in this mode. So far we're not really seeing anything for either player. But we do see Mentos following Axe footsteps, at least in checking the island.
Ooh, an early mushroom. Our runners will probably opt to not check that so quickly because we can use effect powder to get the item once we get the cane.
What if we find the cane like an hour and 40 minutes in?
Then I hope Turtle Rock and Mizumaru are not required. They will, at least one of those two will be the seed though.
Getting a South Shore check from Mentosman. Probably lumbered. Ooh.
Last one.
Yep. Gloves for Mentosman and a very nice 80 rupees for Hack. Money will not be a problem this seed at all.
Mentos might opt to check the...
Oh,
hammer
no.
Acktheboker.
That is...
Oh...
That is 99% nope, that's 100% required. We do have two dungeons that require the hammer inside them. Ice Palace and Pod.
Yeah, and there can only be one pendant left in the Dark World. And what portion is in that model?
Oh, and Ack knows this right now. There's no way he's happy. No way at all.
He might opt to go for the lumberjack play a bit earlier.
Yep, and
if he would know it.
Fire rod he just got is going to help him a lot. Mentosman finds a sword that's definitely required for that hammer.
Yeah, now we are just a cave away from being able to get our hammer.
Yep, I would not be surprised to see either player do Darkroom Agadim with that fire rod. Because the lamp could still be anywhere in Dark World.
Lamp could technically be at the top of Granite Tower, even though...
Yeah.
That would not be possible in any no-glitches seed.
Yeah, with the right... As long as the big key is not on the left side, it's... Unfortunate death, but, you know, not a huge loss.
Well, he did had his thought, the water walk. He wanted to check the Zora area right now.
Yeah, but he will have an opportunity to do that later. Mentosman likely going to find... nope. Doing the back of escape first. We
definitely a good idea.
Of the flippers for Ack, we know it's a common play in this mode to check Agadim or check the Lumberjack, since that's the only thing that can force Agadim. So hopefully Mentosman does do that check.
He did that check quite early last race, so he will probably do so.
Yeah, so having access to Aghanim earlier will kind of mitigate the damage here.
Yeah, there are definitely a few players that still decide to, I will not check Aghanim before I have actually access to do him. Others will say I will always check him.
Yeah.
Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
I mean, it like less than a minute saves you like all that wondering. What if this is a Snaganim seed?
At the same time, if you got the mirror, you can put the shake together with the Bomber Cave later on. A bit quicker, but not that much.
And Mentos sees that he is having 2 seeds back to back that are going to entertain chat.
Why would it entertain chat? We don't have a pet to right now.
You're right. That's literally the only thing chat cares about.
But we can't check the pets right now. We don't have the book, so chat will have to wait for that one.
Oh, come on, what are the odds?
For those 2 pairs, they can't be low enough.
Getting the desert play from Ack. Likely gonna want to fill up on magic.
Yeah, what Ack just did there was a little boot slip. Those are definitely allowed in Overworld glitches and even required in over 99% of seeds.
Yeah, unfortunately, Ack probably won't be able to full clear this dungeon. As if there is an item on Lando. He doesn't have the sword that Mentosman8 has found.
Well, he could go for some bomb land molars, but I don't think he wants to do that.
Yeah, especially not. I feel like he. I don't know about him, but I would definitely just want to get my Aghanim requirements out. I want to get that hammer as soon as possible and just get it over with. Throwing the bomb into the water.
I think Mentos wanted to test his throwing first.
Do get a blue cane. Do we? He did the well, right? Or did he go straight to desert?
I will trigger Jixon and give him some props. He is doing the 2nd race in a row right now, so doing some little mistakes is definitely not a thing that's too hard to do right now.
Yeah, I do believe he is also eating a sandwich.
And it looks like Egg is going for land molars. This will be hard for him without really much magic.
Yeah, and he doesn't have any permanent weapon. Everything he has requires some sort of munition.
Well, everything he has will require magic as munition or bombs.
Yep, and those bombs are very likely magical. Actually, he will not have many bombs. He has to kill these popos.
I don't know if but he will have enough magic.
Oh, yeah, that's good. That's a little bit better, but he will still have to be careful.
I personally think I would have just gone on and killed the popos with the Burner Cane in this case, just to save myself some bombs, which are definitely nice to hit with.
Mentosman's following Ack into desert. He will have a much easier time because he picked up a sword that Ack doesn't have.
Yeah, Mentos will not scramble as much for magic. He will just need the bit magic that you need to actually do 2 fire rod shots to open the bag.
Ack's gonna have to be careful here because he has 8 shots and 6 of them have to land. Or he could get a double.
Ooh.
Beautiful fight.
Gets another green bottle.
He gets more magic. That's 3 bottles already. That's kind of nuts.
But now Egg has not the gloves, so we will have to save him quit here. And if he wants to check the area around desert, he will now have to go back there. It will not be that bad because we got some glitches to do so, but it's still a bit of a way.
Yeah, Mentosman does have those gloves, so if he so chooses, he will be able to go from Lamo to the rest of the desert area, including Cave 45.
And including Shekawat Cave. We can get that.
There's Axe gloves, though.
So routing seems to currently just favor Mentos for a bit. Will he go for the... Oh, he will go for the green pendant.
Yep, he probably heard the pendant music, just double checking it. Is this worth it? Well...
Yeah, a green pendant is... early on will definitely allow you to get some additional checks in the light board in the Eastern Palace area later on.
Especially when you haven't even done Eastern yet, so... The 12-minute pendant, not bad, no real reason to pass it up.
Well, considering we could also just go to Tower of Hera right now, yeah, I guess it's worth it.
Yeah, but what we want to see is we want to see a cape or another sword, and that will very likely lead into Dark Aga.
I don't know if you would actually go ahead and do Dark Aga right now. Even if it's the hammer doesn't really unlock too much in this mode.
Fire Rod makes it a bit more palatable, but you're right, that with only 6 hearts, it could hurt a bit.
Yeah, I personally don't like to do Dark Aga at all if I don't have at least 15 hearts or so, because I always get bullied.
Sure, we get to see Mentos make use of those gloves. Give him a... We're getting a little... So what he's doing is clipping into the wall 9 pixels so that he can... And for some reason, the game's like, you can't be here, and it forces you all the way up there. That's what we call a teleport. He's using that to get to areas normally out of bounds, and he can now jump down to Checkerboard Cave in 5 minutes. Yep, I do want those 300 rupees. Yeah, there you go. You solved the puzzle.
Yeah, he solved it the normal way. Didn't have the mirror, so it wasn't easy.
There's like a billion solutions to that. There's Ether. That's very likely important, this seed. I think they are very familiar with the medallion requirement for Bombos. Or not sorry. They are very... So, for those of you who didn't know, spent 2 hours in their last seed. Most of it was looking for Bombos to get into Misery Mire. The only thing that always requires a medallion in this mode.
And we just found the second most useless item right after the lamp.
Yeah, that... Oh, blue thing.
Yeah, we could just give it by. We got 3 potions.
What is Mentosman doing? I don't think he has the book.
I think he wants to do this with a teleport up here. He can do it. He did that last one, but you could actually just go up on and clip all the way through and get a jump. It's really easy to do.
Or just use a spin speed there.
Nah, I don't like spin speed. I just clip through. It's faster for me.
I like spin speed, because if you're coming from desert, you can get the full super speed state on the stairs before the prayer tablet.
Yeah, but at the same time, it takes me 3 to 4 spins to set up spin speed, so I don't want that.
Setting up a fake flipper despite having the real flippers. It looks like he's going to turn into that mushroom. This comes right after a save and quit, so if this is garbage, we might see a hard reset so he can heap that mushroom and save it for fake powder.
Or he will just keep that mushroom turned in and get himself some blue potions to get some fake fruit going on.
It's the ice rod. Looks like we're getting an Eastern check from Mentosman.
And I think for that one you would have to do a downward teleport on the first bump from up on the other side.
You just use the other side, man. We have...
And the red boomerang from the green pendant.
Yep, absolutely offensive. Mentosman doesn't seem to know this clip off the top of his head, so we have to watch him experiment a bit.
It's actually pretty much the exact same clip as you would do for Eastern Palace to Ice Road Cave. Just not doing the setup for the artwork afterwards.
Yep, it's gonna take Mentosman a bit more because none of these pixels except the right one is gonna work.
Yeah, he's still 1 bump too high, so he will not jump at the right spot.
Getting a baby fairy from the big fairy in the waterfall cave, and that should be the correct pixel for Mentosman. Meanwhile,
yeah, this time it will work.
Heading up to the desert, or not desert, Zora area.
Into the recent chat, Mentor was able to do this clip.
And we have the Moon Pearl, which is, not a pretty sight. If you don't know what a pearl is, it is more or less clam vomit. And seeing how Zora is a fish thing, well, I think you can figure out the rest. But now Ack has access to the entirety of Dark World. Let's see what he does with this pearl.
And it looks like Mentos will not check the Zora area right now. Especially since he died the last time on his way from Ice Rod Cave to the Zora area. Might take some time till he gets back there.
We're getting a Death Mountain ascent. He's going for an upwards teleport, which will actually push him past the screen transition without triggering it. Then his screen ID will be mismatched. It'll seem like he's at the bottom of the screen, and when he transitions, he's suddenly a screen higher. That's because you need a screen transition to fix yourself with the rest of your position. But with only a screen ID mismatched, he's pushed to the next screen up there, and it lets him walk around with a funny camera on Death Mountain.
Yeah, the game keeps track of your positions and positioned in two ways. One locally where you are at the current screen and one where you are globally. And you just offset them a bit to make your transition a bit weird.
Rescuing the old man, because as fun as other clips are, Death Mountain Ascent is not that fun.
Vanilla Mirror.
Yup, that could send him into the Dark World looking for the pearl.
Oh, let's hope not. The last seed was already crazy at that point.
Yeah, because unfortunately we had to witness Mentosman struggle a bit with a clip from Death Mountain down to the Zora area. He could route it in here, but after that trouble, we might not see him do that.
And we got Ice Palace as our last pendant, Palace of Darkness and Swamp Palace of 5 and 6 crystals.
Yep, so those slippers are actually nice to have here because they are 100% required.
Yeah, we have currently no way to get ourselves a fake flipper in Swamp Palace, and without magic glitches inside, we can't do much in there.
Well, actually, you can get fake flippers, but what happens is we call Swamp Palace the first room. It's a thing that we call fake layered. It has 2 layers graphically, but with the way Link's position works, it's really only 1 layer. So if you can do a Fairy Revival fake flipper in Swamp Palace, but then it thinks that you're on the bottom. It thinks you're like on the floor, and you can use those stairs, but the ladder to get to the other side is positioned a bit higher, and so you can't reach it. And it's basically as if you were just walking through Swamp Palace without that room flooded.
Well, unless you go up the stairs, then it's again flooded, I guess.
Yeah, and you can actually do this in other rooms with major glitches to properly fake flipper and get out of it and traverse through Swamp Palace.
So, the guys at Nintendo actually did something right and made Swamp Palace not that broken.
Yeah, but they did it on accident. And Water Walk also doesn't work because moving left and right in the underworld for some reason just disarms Water Walk, and I've actually tested it with cheats. Even if you had Water Walk armed, the jump ledges for Swamp are not the same as they are in the Overworld, so you can't Water Walk there, even if you could have it armed.
Well, I guess you would still need to do a jump from north to south, so...
Nope. Yeah, but even if you do that north to south jump, it's on a different type of ledge.
Acktheboker not taking the coffee break, just doing some dashes to get the items, get the tiles destroyed.
But we do have our second item. I think it's going to be on Moldor.
You especially at least have our first crystal from Mentos on Moldor, and probably for Egg as well.
Yep, we're getting out the boomerang. I don't know why.
Maybe trying to stun Moldor? I don't think it works.
Nope.
Very unfortunate that we have to go through the rage phase of Moldor 2. We don't really have ways to skip that right now without getting at least another spot.
Or the hammer, but we know where that is.
Well, we could go get the cave, do Aggro and Dark, get the hammer, and then skip the rage phase from Moldor 2 without the second spot.
Yep, we're seeing a pretty standard clip here.
Well, it's more special than most clips, but it's one of those that you will probably do in every seed a million times.
Ooh, Ack taking a fall.
Nothing on the island. In my eyes, that's really unfortunate, because the clip onto that island is always nice to watch.
Yeah, and it's actually it used to be, you know, pretty hard and annoying, but a bit more recently, the same guy who broke the right side of Palace of Darkness discovered that if you just dash, you get it up, you get back up there easily, and completely skips the hard, annoying part.
Oh no! Oh.
I think he has a fairy. That yes, he does have. Yeah,
that's good.
He made a very serendipitous decision to just randomly check the Waterfall Fairy's bottle prize. In vanilla, it's a green potion, but in Randomizer, it's different depending on the seed. In this case, it was a baby fairy.
I actually didn't know what the vanilla price is in that. We also know what the vanilla price for the bottle is in the Pyramid Fairy?
They're both green potions, but we do see powder and the Master Sword from Mentosman8. That opens up Acktheboker, but not logically.
Oh, Emma
is now open logically. The very unfortunate thing, though, is this is going to lead him away from the Moon Pearl.
Yeah, Mentos will probably now go ahead to in the mindset it might be on the pyramid, and even if it's not.
What are you doing, Mentosman8?
Mentos? Ooh, refilling on hearts and then floating away?
Ooh, we might be seeing. Yeah, I think we're seeing Pyramid Fairy. This is a very good routing decision by him.
He almost went up into the Hera, which would have resetted his camera, which he didn't want it at this point.
Yeah, so remember how Death Mountain Ascent, it kind of messes up your screen ID? Well, this also messes up your screen ID. It brings you 2 screens down, but it puts you at the top of the screen, and your collision's okay. So now, right where he mirrored is actually 2 screens lower in the Hyrule Castle courtyard.
And the exact position is actually directly on top of the Pyramid Fairy entrance.
Oh no!
Oh!
He tried doing a normal Death Mountain descent, but if you hit the screen transition in the wrong way, it's gonna just get so confused it doesn't know where to put you, and it just ends up in an infinite scroll. It's a hard block, and it is unrecoverable. But lucky for him, he had just saved and quit.
Yeah, what you actually want to do to make that work in the light world is after you did the clip thing, you once hit left or right and then dash up, without starting the dash before hitting up.
Yep, that'll bonk you and put you on the right pixel to get down safely. Works in both the Dark World and the Light World.
Well, in the Dark World you don't want to push left or right, I think.
I don't know, I think it works. You'll notice him going into the cave, and it's because this, for some reason, caves are still, you know, completely correct along with the rest of Collision. Ooh, there we go. And because that is a multi-entrance cave, it can technically put Link anywhere, so when it does that, it decides to correct the camera and put Link on the correct screen afterwards.
Acktheboker finding his items to unlock the Iron 1 plate and the hammer with it.
He's in a bit better position because he does have that Moon Pearl. And now you're gonna Mentosman8, because he transitions before he's really in the Dark World as a bunny for long, he instantly gets Super Bunny, which allows him to open chests. And yes, this clip is in the logic.
Yeah, one little thing to mention right now is once they did beat Egger 1, they will still they will have the mirror and Egger 1 defeated, which will place them in the Dark World once they save and quit. Let's hope they remember that.
No, unless but small nice thing is that they won't ever have fake Dark World. If Aghanim isn't dead and you die in an underworld dungeon, you'll be put back in the Dark World, but it'll think you're in the Light World. So when you leave, and the screen you leave on will still look like the Dark World, but you'll notice it has Light World music, and if you transition to another Overworld screen, it's going to put you back into the Light World.
Well, that's actually a bit not what Mentos wants right now. Mentos will not be able to do squads, finish squads right now once he defeats Egger 1. He will be able to do so till he beats him, but not afterwards.
Yeah, that's right. He hasn't found that Moon Pearl on. Oh, Ack also takes the hard lock. That is unfortunate.
Also, we just got the vanilla blue boomerang.
Ooh, nice. Although it's not entirely vanilla because he does have the red boomerang. In the vanilla game, if you have the red boomerang and you find the blue boomerang in a chest, it will actually turn into 10 arrows.
Yeah, and if you get the blue boomerang first, it will turn the red boomerang into 300 rupees.
And also any remaining blue boomerangs into 10 arrows. Do you know where the second blue boomerang is?
I don't know where the second blue boomerang is. I only know the red boomerang is usually in somewhere in the Village of the Outcast.
Oh, well, the second blue boomerang is in the Chicken Hut.
Interesting.
Yep, but most of the time you're going to get the boomerang in Escape, so that Chicken Hut boomerang will be 10 arrows.
Yeah, even in the LMG speedrun, the runners decide to grab the boomerang there and use it directly to get the key from the guard right next to the chest.
Yep, it also makes the rupee route a lot easier.
Yeah, like getting the 300 rupees instead of the red boomerang will definitely help out.
Never found that master sword, so he was a bit baited there. He can't do Aghanim quite yet.
Oh, he did found the master sword, but he had to reset.
Oh, that's right. He didn't save and quit afterwards.
Oh no. What has he left? Has he Tower of Pharaoh still done?
I'm not sure.
He has at least lost his lamp, the second sword, and the powder. I don't know if he also lost Tower of Pharaoh. The second sword, as asked in chat, was in the Paradox Cave, together with the lamp and the powder.
Yeah, it looks like he's going right there. He knows there's not, so he can save that for later. Although if he hasn't completed it, he will have to do the tile room again.
Yeah, I hope we get a menu soon so we can actually find out. We should get a menu soon for the bomb.
Does he need that? Does he need those chests down there?
I think the chests down there were the sword and the powder.
I was too fast, I didn't... Oh, he does still have the Tower of Terror Crystal. That is good news.
That's good. That means he is still behind, but he's still a few moments behind because of that. But Mentos still needs to find the moon pearl on Zora.
Yeah, it's really interesting seeing these players go for such a risky clip that even if you're confident, I would much rather just use the flute and take the sure thing. Or maybe even go down to Graveyard Ledge, because that will not hard lock you.
Yeah, and even if you mess up the graveyard clip, you won't be hard locked, you just won't be able to walk out of that corner.
But with the flute, you'd be perfectly safe.
Yeah, just flute instead to fall and do the graveyard afterwards.
We did see Ack opt to skip the clip and use the flute the second time around, but that is also when he realized he lost some progress with his hard reset. Mentosman going up to Lumberjack Cave to get his hammer.
Yeah, 36-minute Lumberjack item get. That's going to be quite fast.
But unfortunately, this also does open up a bit more in the Dark World for him. Namely Dark Death Mountain and Turtle Rock, so we're gonna see if he ends up searching the more of Dark World before finding his pearl on Zora.
I actually think the only thing on Dark Death Mountain that got unlocked because of that was the Mimic Cave, and that's not really Dark Death Mountain.
No, because they didn't have a way to get into
He has the mirror with that you can get over to the East of Mountain.
Yeah, you are correct. I never really think about that clip.
Yeah, I don't really think about the clip. I just do a mirror up. It's a bit quicker in my opinion.
Unfortunately, it looks like he is going for the Dark Death Mountain play.
But if he decides to check Catfish afterwards, he will be able to finish that up with Zora play and will get his Moonperk kinda quick.
Yeah, this isn't a very good. We know this isn't the best check right now, but it could very well lead into a good Zora play.
Yeah, and Mentos gets a bit annoyed by those squirrels, but not too much. I still like to clip on the right side a bit more.
Yeah, because whenever I do the clip on the left side, sometimes I'll accidentally hammer the peg on the left.
We saw Turtle Rock being easier. We got that we might open it, but we don't need to.
Realizing that going this way does not give him Super Bunny. We're going to see if he decides to use the hold or if he's going to go for a mirror Super Bunny.
Does a mirror Super Bunny work through the stairs? I'm not 100% sure.
Yep. A mirror Super Bunny would work by pressing Y to use the mirror and entering a transition on the same frame. We get what's known as Super Bunny, where we're in a half-link state. We can dash, we can pick up pots, we can open chests, and we can swing a sword. But we can't use any other item that we can use only as Link.
Just remember to not do that in the light world, because in the light world you would be in the opposite. You can't use your A button, you can't read to open chests at this point.
Yep, I believe the name we have for that is Lousy Link.
Yeah. Another way to get that Lousy Link staked is to get damaged into a transition, just like Super Bunny. And the most common place to have that happen is actually at the entrance to Hyrule Castle. We had it a few times in the spring tournament.
So we did.
Mentosman will go ahead and do some Dark World routing right now.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's unfortunately not the right move for him.
Yeah. Not even using the new mirror Death Mountain descent. Also, just had the little question, what's still required for go mode? And I think that's a good question. You will still need the bow. That's always required in every seed. Well, I think in major glitches you can skip that potentially.
Yeah, definitely don't need the bow in full major glitch modes. We do need the hook shot for Swamp Palace. Last seed, we saw both players hover to the Moldorm 2 chest and complete all of Ganon's tower without the hook shot. They can do that again in this seed, but they will still need it for Swamp Palace.
We might still need the mine medallion. We don't know what that is. We might going to say check that somewhat soon, but Mentos will definitely take some time to use them. So Mentos is now going to check this few chest, and I'm not really agreeing with the choice where he entered the dungeon. I personally would have preferred him to just fall down the hole and die there, because then he would have definitely be able to get through chest. With added to that and having the mirror, he will not be able. He will now be back to Bunny right after now.
Yep, I would have gone down the one on the left, and I actually would have been grabbed by the hand.
That's also a valid one. A very good decision, but at the same time, you will not be punished because you actually already got everyone that.
Takes Aghanim out, and this is going to get him his hammer. It's going to get him much cleaner Dark World access, and much freer access as well, since he has found that pearl.
Yes, Mentos will definitely have to go towards the Aura somewhat soon to get that one.
Although,
I personally hope that you will do that together with Start Rock or something to get that quick.
Although he could complete this entire seed without the pearl. We did have 3 bottles come to us really quickly. This is one of those entrances where you definitely just want to get grabbed by the hand.
Well, I don't think we can actually spawn the hand without killing something.
No, you just go one screen to the left.
Oh, right.
Seeing Ack do a Death Mountain descent. Gets that bonk in, so he's going to get down safely.
Sure, do that. I personally don't know why really, because you can actually just do a normal, get a normal access, but I guess for those 2 shots it's a bit quicker.
We might see Mentosman.
I'm sure
we might see him do Thieves Town.
I don't think he will do Thieves Town, but I. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, unfortunate.
You can't pick up bushes as a bunny, so that was stuck.
And he remembers that he has to mirror out first, because otherwise he would have been on the pyramid, not giving him much access to anything.
Yeah, Kiki does not spawn when you are the bunny, so he can't even open pod.
You
Nice.
got an orange sword in the graveyard ledge?
Yep. That's a nice find. That is one nice thing about the last seed. We did have our equipment given to us very early, so we weren't struggling through combat at all. I'm really hoping that this means Mentos is going to Zora.
Well, either that or at least do checks do catfish into Zora.
Okay, this is Zora. No, he couldn't do catfish because he doesn't have a way to clip down.
Oh, right.
Gets it this time. That's good.
Yeah, last seed he struggled a bit with it, but gets it this time first try. Very good.
Yep, and now we have, some interesting cubism. The game doesn't expect you to enter or leave Death Mountain without actually visiting the underworld, so it doesn't have a chance to load the correct tile set. Although that correction is made when he uses the waterfall fairy.
Yeah. Another way to get off this mountain is of course the flute, and that's accounted for. I think in most cases there's one case where there are some pallets still swapped out.
Yeah, it's really just NPC pallets that get a little bit buggy. Like, you'll notice if you flute from Death Mountain to Link's house, the green guards will be purple. Mentosman does get his pearl and has free range to explore all of Dark World.
Okay, I didn't know about the power guards. I knew about yellow guards when you gone from the desert to Link's house.
Yeah, that's another one. But the tile sets are, from what I can tell, always loaded correctly with the flute. Huh, I didn't realize that Mentosman never activated his flute.
Would have definitely been nice with how much he struggled with that Death Mountain descent for Permanent Fairy.
Yeah, but at the very least, he didn't lose as much progress. Yeah.
Even though it's unfortunate that Egg lost this much progress quite early, this is now really close right now.
Yeah,
so Mentos struggled a bit.
Yeah, traveling through the Dark World is a bit slow as a bunny, so Ack had quite an advantage by getting that Moon Pearl early. Mentosman heading back into Skull Woods wants that second item or something. Maybe just want the crystal. I think we do have both items.
Well, I believe we found those items, yeah.
Seeds. Yeah. Definitely not as front-loaded as the other one. The last one we had like 5 crystals at this point, or something. Right now we only have 2.
Yeah. Well, we're a bit more bottlenecked in the fact that we had to do Echo 1 and find the Moon Pearl on Zora.
Yeah, but we do have the ability to full clear a couple dungeons like Ice Palace. While it's not in the logic, doing it now would leave one less item to care about logically.
But why would you even care about the mids anyway? Because we don't need Ice Palace.
No, we don't need it, but it was very important last seed.
I personally would see them, of course, going to Seafront afterwards, and then checking the Mario area, completing out afterwards with a normal southward through the Dark World.
Yeah, Thieves Town is the other dungeon, full clear, and that is actually Crystal, so it's probably the next smartest play.
We could also get into Swamp Palace for some truly items in there.
Yeah, gross. Bit of a longer fight for Mentos, not having that tempered sword.
Yeah. At this point, I might see Mentos not even gets that sword. So, unless we find another sword somewhere, he might go with Master Sword throughout the rest of the seed.
He's re-entering, so I did notice that the tracker marked off a bottle shortly after Skullwood, so I think there is an item left in Skullwood, and we're about to see it. Yup, we did have our fourth and final bottle under the bridge.
So, with 4 bottles now, we can do a lot of things that are not really in logic.
But they're definitely fun. You know, bad RNG making the God Pixel impossible for Ack. We make it up second try. Probably gonna see Mentosman8 follow him into Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's definitely the next good play. We might see them afterwards use the YBA for the Smith sequence, but other than that, they will not likely do any sequence breaking currently.
No one does that, which is very unfortunate. It's a powerful play.
Yeah, if it has something and you check it very early with mids somewhere deep in the Gallon's Tower, that's definitely worth it.
It's very few places locked by the mitts. And after last seed, they probably want to check the Meyer medallion early.
Yeah, the play from Thieves Town to the lane game to Uzumaya is really likely. Afterwards, maybe going over to Swamp Palace and then going back to start through Stumpy and checking that would be a nice way to route it in.
They could also, if they do decide to do the Smith, they can route in the Powder as well.
Yeah, they got the powder, they have the hammer, they don't have to worry about the really, really dumb clip that you have to do otherwise.
One interesting thing to note is that even though the Smith and the purple chest are logically locked behind the mitts, the hammer pegs are not. And that is because you can clip from the other side of the Dark World into the river and swim across, then clip back onto land.
And according to Blind, broken pencils are pointless. Do you agree?
I mean, I don't think I can agree, because it doesn't say how it's broken. If it's, broken, if it's a wood broken in the middle, it can still very well have a point.
Yeah, it also doesn't define how big the point is, so even if it's a bigger one,
yeah, and actually, being broken in the middle makes it pointier with all those splinters.
Mentos had God pixels there, but not so good RNG, so he got hit on the way through the perfect pixel.
Gotten some nice red mail for Ack. Fortunately for Mentosman, his blind fight won't be any slower. Every sword, in fact, every weapon that can hurt blind hurts him with the same amount.
Yeah, I still find it kind of dumb that you can't do bomb blind. Would be funny to do that.
I think it'd be more annoying than anything.
Well, as long as you are able to get Descriptive Fate off, you still would have the same placements.
You know, what about powder blind? The powder does technically have a damage class.
Would definitely be an interesting fight. You will have to give those ideas to the Randomizers just to let them add this.
24 digs for a heart piece. Better than you can do in vanilla.
Yeah, I think you have to do at least 25 digs to get this heart piece.
Yep. Not even a glitch, it's just a very dumb decision.
Yeah, 25 is a really high, and even if you do it like almost daily in rando, getting so high numbers isn't the easiest thing.
With blind, giving more inaccurate statements. Broken tile set rain. This happens because you're only ever expected to get to Mire by using the portal, so you never get the correct tile set loaded. And it's just all these garbage tiles.
We could technically fix it, but not really. We just fix it by getting through the Mire shed instead. It's a bit quicker that way. And it looks like it's Isa, although she wouldn't go up here.
Yep, I'm sure that's a relief to them, especially after that hammer.
But he goes in without the red cane, which means he will not be able to beat the boss unless it's a kind of vanilla red cane.
Yeah, but you know, it's not too bad of a decision. After all, he is there already.
I completely agree with that decision and would have done it myself, so definitely a good one.
You heard it here first. What would Michael do?
Probably lose the match.
I'm really disappointed that we're not seeing more YBAs, because they are fun to explain. They're definitely a lot more technical than any other glitch that you're going to see on the Overworld. It's mostly just, collision is dumb.
Yeah, the only YBA we saw by now is, I think, a fake fruit from Mentos. Did we even saw one in this match?
I don't think we've seen one in this match yet.
Mentos as well digging much too often for that heart piece.
Yeah, we are seeing a bit of divergence. Rather than going into Mire like Ack has, he's gonna clear up the rest of the south loop of Dark World.
Gets a big key in that chest and still decides to go for the vanilla big key chest.
No, we are going to Mire. Well, Ack
Yeah.
only has found one item, the red shield.
Yeah, but now the chance that there is a key here is definitely there.
Yep, much higher chance of that.
And it's a key.
Oh, maybe Mentosman8 is not following him into mire. Looks like he's gonna use a downwards teleport here to clip onto that cliff and then move down to the swamp area.
Sure.
Not-
Mentos, you need to do it at that ledge, and if you get in the way that Zora, kill him.
Yeah, I think he's avoiding the coup. They're called coup, by the way, not Zora.
I don't care, they come out of the water, it's a Zora.
Or he could use the blue cane. I would love to see that.
Can you hold out this sword with the blue cane active?
Yes. It just won't charge a spin, although there is a second item in mire. We will not be back here until we find the cane. And because there are no more items, we'll probably wait for the bow as well. Ack getting out of the mire area in a slightly different way. It does work though. It also puts him up here. Get your funny numbers ready. Get your funny numbers ready. Make sure to do numbers that don't make sense.
I would say 100 out of 10 skip.
I'm gonna give that a... Okay, so this isn't... Not everyone's gonna understand this rating, but I'm gonna give that hype cave the 5th letter of the Hebrew alphabet.
Okay, I don't understand that as well.
Mentosman going into pod, which is an interesting decision.
Definitely not a bad decision. It is a gamer, but he will also be able to check Eastern Palace, which he didn't do before.
Ooh,
he will also be able to turn his green pen. Or did he do it already?
Now, being a newer glitch, Gland and Pot to get past the right side mimics is not actually in the logic just yet.
Ack wants to go through this wall and check the hammer packs.
You mean
he does that, and that would have been a bit either way, but why not?
When a slope isn't connected to a horizontal ledge, spin speed becomes a lot more difficult. I don't even bother with it. Just clip through it, dude.
Yeah, it's definitely easier. And like I said, there's also a mirror up that's definitely much easier than the...
I don't think I would ever do the mirror for hammer pegs. You get stuck in a tree.
I don't think it's really that bad. It's definitely not the most optimal though.
Although, with Aghanim defeated and with the mirror, that does put him close by back on the pyramid. But it looks like Jack has different plans.
Mentos, meanwhile, having some problems with explosive. That's not a major glitch, so we can look past it.
I could make it a major glitch.
Yeah, sure. Just do a bomb clip into a wall, I guess?
Nope. I know a pretty cool major glitch with that hole.
Would you like to enlighten us?
No.
Ah, nice.
I'm gonna, get people excited, make people want a full, no logic tournament.
I would definitely have to learn some no logic before that, so I would definitely want to take part in that, just to get some more glitches going.
I don't know where Ack is right now, but he just got 300 rupees.
Yeah, he is right now in the V30 cave. That's not that in the V29. I don't know how he got here.
Yep, and if Mentosman does ever check that, it will have been, just the final nail in that joke's coffin. And we will acknowledge the existence of Spike Cave after that.
What is a spike cave?
Nope, just get it out of your system quickly. Ack going for a Ganon's tower check. Not a bad move. He doesn't have the hook shot, so much of left side is going to be logically locked. But as we saw last match, both players can hover, so he will be able to do that as a sequence break.
But we also don't have the red cane, so we will not be able to full clear the tower no matter what.
Yep, this is, besides the bow to get us upstairs, this is very similar to last match in terms of what he can do in Ganon's tower. Although it's not a bad move, unlike in other modes. Glitched modes do not have a junk pre-fill in the logic. So, whereas for a no-glitch seed, Ganon's tower will randomly have between 0 and 15 junk items just placed in it before anything else of value. There is no such fill in this mode, so there's always a strong possibility for Ganon's tower to be loaded, especially when it's accessible early.
And even more so if you got the fire rods, the red cane, the bow, and the hookshot and the hammer very early, because then you have access to all chests in this dungeon.
Yep. It looks like Ack doesn't know that you can actually bonk from that one block right down below.
And so now it's kind of guaranteed, as long as we don't find the red cane outside of Ganon's tower, we will not find the hookshot in Ganon's tower. That chest Ack just checked was the last non-hookshot locked chest on the left side.
Yep, and technically from here on out, including ice armors, this is a sequence break, as far as we can tell.
Yeah, and if he finds the big key now, it also will make.
I think he has the big key.
Upper part. He already has it?
I think
saw it.
I thought I saw it. Maybe I'm just dumb. Oh no, I saw Mentosman get his big key in Eastern. That's what I'm thinking of.
And if I would take a guess on what Mentos is doing, I would say he's doing exactly the same going for against Tower right now.
But the important question is, does he do Spike Cave?
What cave?
Where?
I think Mentos is right now out of bounds.
That makes sense. That's why he's getting hurt. Game saying, go away, get out of here. And with that chest,
transferring one bob to another.
And with that chest open, we're going to keep our promise, and we are not going to pretend this place doesn't exist.
Yeah, this place must be somewhere in the realm. We don't know where.
Yup, it exists. No, it is Spike Cave. We're no longer going to play dumb. Ack doing objectively the best strats, although messing them up a little bit.
Yeah, you can just have them in the corner and to the cave burner will always push enemies up, so they will just get stuck in you.
Yep, Bombo's medallion taunting.
So what's next day?
Possibly
guess,
Turtle Rock.
Yeah, it's definitely a good play right now.
We don't have the cane, but we do have access to the middle chests. That will get us Chomp Chest, the Big Key Chest, and it's not in logic, but we can also get to Laser Bridge. And depending on Big Key placement, we could also get Crystal Roller in the Big Chest.
And of course, depending on what they are willing to do, they could also get all the other chests by just hurrying to everything else.
Ew. But we do also get Mimic Cave as well. We may also see some hovering for Hookshot Cave. There's a lot of items up here, so Ack coming here is a pretty good play. We have some swapped vanilla. Normally the bombs are on the north chest, and the red rupee is in the lower chest.
You really need to get knowledge going with all the vanilla locations.
Knowing your vanilla location is important, especially for rando commentary. Mentosman still deciding to take the risk. Ooh, there's the bow. That's big, because now we can also get the pot from here with the same clip we saw earlier for Eastern. Well, not exactly the same, but very similar.
Also get some arrows right next to them.
Yep, it's a veritable bow pack. Interesting that Ack is going for two. Oh, never mind. Yeah, just one hover there. But there's the book. So, how quickly do you think he's going to read the pedestal?
I think he was first to.
We might see that. He's going right to Ether Tablet, and after that, he could clip down.
The Ether tablets and probably, hopefully, a flute to 3 getting that pet check, and might afterwards do the flute to 6 to get that bonus tablet as well.
We're getting the flute. This should restore our glove colors. Oh, we're not going to Bombos. We're going to Pod.
Ooh. Saying I don't care for the thing that messed me up last time.
Mentosman executing the Burna Armors fight much nicer.
Well, he still didn't got them all at once, so he had to do some additional damage to the last one.
That's extra hard. But it also doesn't do the constantly bouncing red armors. Mentosman doing something. We might see him follow Ack's footsteps in the Turtle Rock.
Yeah, he would at least go over there. That's the most logical play right now. Which he will get 4 plus 2 items, and if he wants to go into Turtle Rock as well, you'll get 3, maybe a few more items as well.
Actually, I think he already did Super Bunny Cave, so it's going to be 4 items. Well, interestingly enough, that bow was not from a chest that Ack hovered to. That was in the first chest, which is logically only requires bonks, so we could still have the bow locking the hookshot.
Bow locking the hookshot, and the hookshot locking the book locking the red cane on bombers.
Yeah, could you imagine? Like, I mean, they can hover, but logically, that back and forth for hookshot cave.
Mentos gets his bow. I thought for a moment he wants to hover first.
Probably should kill that party. We have 60 arrows. Wow. Ooh, missed the bonk. Interesting that he goes that way, because he does require 2 hovers no matter what. I feel like I would rather skip the bonk and just hover up.
Yeah, the hover upwards would at this point definitely be a better decision.
You don't really need to be super lined up here because, I mean, let's say you just are below the platform. There's quite a bit of distance where you can slip back upwards.
Yeah, I don't think you can be too much up because then you just grab the skull and fall.
Yeah, that's correct, but there's plenty of leniency to be down. There's a lot of hovers to go for in a race setting, which, you know, can really hurt you if you take too long. But on the other hand, if it does have something that also hurts not to have, he actually...
Well, it hurts especially because he's now at 2 hearts. If you fight more times, he will not be any more going on.
But more or less, he does have an infinite number of tries. He could go up and get fairies.
Yeah, I think there is one big fairy and a small pool of small fairies.
Yep, and those, because they're fairies that get collected, they never die, so if you just exit the super tile, they'll be back. You don't even need to leave the cave. Mentosman gets his hovers though, and Ack is going deeper to Helmasaur. Going to get the 4th crystal.
And Mentos going directly to 3, going for the check for pedestal instantly.
Yeah, he does. It's very likely what he's doing. Don't want to have that twice in a row.
Gets hit by the thief. Unfortunate, but not that bad.
Nope, we do have guards in Lost Woods this time because Aghanim has been defeated. No worries about a pedestal seed this time, so he's now got other things to worry about, which is just clearing his crystal dungeons and finding those last 2 items.
You sure they don't want to go for the pet for just a little piece of love?
I think they've had enough.
Nah, how shall we get to 20 hearts at that point?
I don't know. Okay, you can actually dupe items on the overworld. Items being obtained are tracked by a flag, and if you YBA first and then grab that item, it will think you got the item on a different screen. I'm not 100% sure if this works in Rando, but that is how it works in vanilla.
So you could technically get a heart piece on one screen and just dupe it a couple times?
Yup. You could also dupe swords to have, you know, let's say there's like a sword on pedestal in both tablets. If there's like a sword on bumper ledge, you could just duplicate that one and get your butter sword easily.
But the question now is it definitely allowed in Overworld glitches?
Well, there's nothing that explicitly bans it, and it's really just an Overworld glitch. There is precedent to allow it. Major glitch modes allow item duplication of all sorts, so why wouldn't Overworld glitches allow it? The thing is, it's so rarely useful that you're not really going to see anyone go out of their way to use a YBA just to get an extra item.
Well, maybe if you really need the second glove, but I guess at this point you can just do other stuff to skip the glove.
Nope, I mean, I can't think of a good reason for them to be banned. So, and we were explicitly told that YBAs are allowed. Didn't say anything about YBAs of this consequence are not allowed. Sure.
Okay, definitely a nice thing that you need to. I might just want to look at if it's actually working. Not really using it at any point, but still for fun.
Items were completely reprogrammed by Carcat, so for all I know, that doesn't actually work.
Well, you would need a red YBA for that, I guess.
Green would work as well.
Well, might test that one probably tomorrow.
Green also will act as a blue potion, giving you full health and magic. Ack has decided to go all the way through Eastern. That probably means there's an item on Armos. I think it does.
Either that or he still shares a pedestal.
Yeah, for all he knows, just another pedestal seed. Quick clean Armos kill.
Ooh.
Pretty synchronized item grab. Although he might have thought, well, I'm here already, and if this is a pedestal seed, I don't want to track all the way back here.
Well, Mentos, on the other hand, if he goes into Eastern Palace, will be able to skip Amos Nights now.
Yup, he knows that the pedestal has nothing. Though I think he did Eastern earlier. Because that was his second trip into Pod. Ack seems to be heading to Swamp.
And Mentos seems to just follow him right away. Definitely nice, the best play they can do right now, just because else is
no, where are you going, Ack? Oh, you're checking Bombo's tablet.
Bombo's first, I guess. Okay.
Not a bad move, but there is actually a YBA you can do on the Bombo screen to get the Meyer portal.
Is that useful in any way?
It's a bit faster, but I think the Taj Super Jump really obsoletes it.
Yeah, too bad we didn't saw it in any of the races, and we probably not see this race either.
It would actually be the better way to get to the Meyer area without Mitts or Pearl.
Yeah. And they actually might do that clip after Terror if they really want to do something fancy afterwards.
So we're getting our hook shotless swamp dive.
Yeah, they just Mentos just opened the chest that the hookshot was in last seed, so no luck this time.
Maybe the seed that had the map, or maybe last seed's map chest will have the hookshot this time. Or maybe I don't remember where the map was, and that was too deep in the dungeons to contain the hookshot.
Probably. I think we had 2 items on the left side, and they don't know what was in the compass chest.
If anyone knows, please speak up. This is very important. Well, a slight disadvantage for Mentosman is that, let's say Hookshot is in here, he has not found a tempered sword. So his Argus fight's going to be a bit slower than Axe.
Although you can still do the quick that you would use with the tempered sword, you would just have to do it twice as much, I think.
And I think at that point it's much better to go for spins. Ooh, we do have silver arrows. That means once again we do get to just blaze through the Ganon fight at the end. No boring 2,000 spins with the Master Sword. Required torch glitch.
We still might run out of arrows. We had that in the last one with Mentos, having only 2 arrows for the Ganon fight.
I mean, we have 660 capacity max. I hope we don't see that.
You can waste arrows quite good during the tower climb.
I think at that point you need to work on your sharpshooter skills.
Or on the decision making and use the fireworks instead.
Yeah, because they do both have half magic. This actually does open up the top of Ganon's tower. We had that when we found the bow in Hookshot Cave.
We didn't find the big key, so big key is red key.
Ooh. So we can get up to the big key door. There's no point to that, but we could.
Ooh, shovel.
We could dig up more arrows with that.
Too slow.
I mean, arrows are actually really inconvenient to find.
There was just a question. The sword that Acktheboker found that Mentos has not found is on the graveyard ledge.
Yeah, we saw Ack clip down there pretty early in the seed.
Oh,
there's that's beautiful.
After the shell spells would have been really useful to have it, because then you could just hookshot to the other side. Nope, it's not really possible this time.
Yeah, we see both players doing the left side first to get that shovel. This does open up the back of Swamp though, so we're gonna see Armos fights from both players, and we're gonna see a cleaner one for Ack, unless there is a sword deeper in this dungeon.
Yeah, the difference between Master Sword and Templar Sword is in most cases really not that significant unless you are on a boss fight.
Yeah, against bosses, it's pretty huge. It's pretty much the biggest upgrade.
Yeah, Mentor's getting a nice little hook dash to grab that skull below the statue first try every time.
Yup, that actually... It makes it so you can't actually grab the statue and pull it, but you can still push it. And that's why you're able to grab the pot.
Ooh, just
that is very good for him. So that's like a double calm curse, but you know, like a good calm curse. So now Mentosman gets to have a clean fight just like Ack.
Yeah. Acktheboker didn't actually go so he still was able to pick up the skull quite quickly by just mashing A quickly. So the animation of grabbing the statue didn't finish already. So you just pick up the pot like that.
Yeah, statues are really weird. If you mirror in front of a statue, you can start dragging an invisible statue.
Interesting.
And if you do that through a door, you in many cases will not transition. No 0 cycle, but we do get a 1 cycle.
Yeah, Mentos did execute that one quite well. Getting the silver shot first strike. Very good. Very well executed.
Oh,
and red cane.
That's
go mode.
That is go mode. We're gonna see Acktheboker mode quite shortly.
And now the decision is which in what role they will do the last few dungeons. I would guess that they will do the Gannett's Tower last just to have that teleport to the pyramid at the end.
I know. What I would definitely do is do Meyer, because that's right here. And Mentos actually didn't have to go this many screens. He could have just gone one screen west and done a clip to get to the lower part.
Yeah. Well, we go ahead and see again the screen. And he could have also gone down and just used his flippers. A few little things to note.
Yeah, I would. So I do think Meyer is the next best play. After which they can go to Turtle Rock, and then they're right there at Ganon's Tower. And although I do think clipping down to Ganon, getting to the bottom to clip inside Ganon's Tower is going to be faster than watching the cutscene.
I do believe you're correct. I think I timed it once, and it was 5 seconds or so faster.
Yeah, that's pretty significant. I do see Ack making use of his flippers, though. Both players have the same dungeons completed, but Ack actually was in Meyer earlier. The same important dungeons. I know Ack
has the big key also.
Yep,
so
I know Ack
will not have to search for it.
Yeah, I know Ack has done Eastern, but he's also done Meyer. He's just gonna have to. He basically gets what's gonna equate to a God Meyer.
Yeah, Mentos first will have to find the big key, if I remember correctly, in the map chest on the left here.
Well, that's the compass chest, but yeah, it was that chest.
Oh, compass. I'm sorry.
You had the location correct. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but he gets the unfortunate additional leg, having to carry a bigger shield.
So do you think either player is going to bank on Big Key and Tile Room?
We have 5 locations left in Ganon's Tower, and one of them is a Tile Room. I don't think they will do the tile room first, just because the 4 chests on the right side aren't really that slow.
Can you believe back to back we had Hookshot and Kane in Swamp Palace?
Yeah. Really should stop using the candle collection.
Easy 0 cycle for Ack.
Yeah, finishing the big eye with 2 more silvers. Metrius is the single enemy, the single boss that's actually survived with 1 single silver arrow. He has more than 100 health. 124, I think?
128. Although that's
Yeah,
obviously not counting Ganon.
Yeah, Ganon is the only other enemy that survives a few more silver arrows.
It also doesn't count Armos, which, takes a total of 6.
Yeah, but each single one dies by 1.
Yeah, but if we do count that, Vitreous does have a bunch of little eyeballs, each requiring a silver arrow. That's 9, I think. So in total, he requires 11 silver arrows.
Yeah, I 100% know you need 11 silver arrows to beat Vitreous with only silver arrows. I once had the case that I went into that room with exactly 11 arrows.
Oh god. Looks like we're getting the Turtle Rock play next. Probably not going to see an immediate... We might see an immediate mirror wrap into the back.
First we need to get up the ledge. And he gets it. Mirror up right now would actually be not that too bad, but you will not find that much keys. Not the big key, at least, in the chest at the laser bridge.
No, but at the very least we can mirror after finding the big key and be back at laser bridge. Yeah, he's not quite at the screen transition. He will have to use a 3rd bomb if he wants to get there.
Yeah. I personally am just using dash buffer to get to the transition myself.
I just go in, I just hold left and do it. Because if you fail, you can try again. So it's not that bad at all.
That's definitely also a way, and that's definitely the way I'm doing a lot of the mirror ups that I can retry, or at least have no significant time loss if I fail them. Ooh.
Oh no, that was fine. Sometimes there are a few positions to jump from there that will end up kind of wrapping your screen, and it takes a bit to recover from it. This is an interesting bit of route divergence for Turtle Rock.
Yeah, Mentos will go into the front, or probably to the front, because I think he checked the middle sections.
I think so. Oh, that's bad news for Ack. Oh, no, okay, never mind. I thought that was wrapping the other direction. Okay, it was wrapping the right direction, and he did successfully get the mirror wrap. This big key placement is going to be pretty important, though.
Yeah, interestingly, X still searches through 2 chests. He might find the key, and after that he would probably go ahead and just skip the rest of the chest. Yeah. He will still need a key, even if he finds the big key. In the first chest he will check. He needs a key to get to Turtle Rock boss.
To be honest, I would have just opened the door to that small key door, just so I don't accidentally have any chance of wasting that key.
Well, you don't really have any real ways to waste the key if you're on the way back.
I don't know. I'm pretty dumb. I could do it. If Big Key is in this room, I think it's going to give Mentosman a slight lead over Ack.
And there it is. He will probably now mirror out, go for the mirror of himself, and will be able to go directly to the boss. Meanwhile, Acktheboker will go through all the rooms in the rest of the dungeon just to find the wiki in the last chest he will check.
Well, unless he might skip the compass chest and might go for the torch puzzle first. He won't have to do a mirror wrap though, because he entered from Laser Bridge.
But he will need to find another small key as well, because he will need to use one small key to enter the lower part of here.
Oh yeah, he will need to go for that compass chest. So we have Mentosman heading straight to Trinex to get his last crystal.
And if you're just tuning in and enjoy what these runners are doing, give them a follow. They really deserve it. They are really great runners of this game.
Easy backdoor one cycle for Mentosman.
Yeah, and Ack remembering that he still needs a key and has to check a few more chests, and so he doesn't mirror out right after finding the big key.
Yeah, he's gonna be a bit behind entering Ganon, but it's still a very close game.
And that Trinex gave a few more explosions. He wanted you to give him some fireworks.
Luckily, we have enough arrows for almost 10 whole Ganons.
Well, we still need 4 arrows for the gauntlet.
He didn't do... Oh, right, we still have Aghanim too. Although there are arrows coming up there, so we'll probably see a good number. We should have enough for 4 Ganons. Or 10. We should have enough for 10 whole Ganons.
At this point, just walk over the over to the left, Mentos, please. Well, he gets it, but would have been probably faster to just walk over.
Unfortunately, we can't really rely on GT routing to maybe give us a nice swap in leads, because both players have already cleared the left side of Ganon's tower. It's just these 5 chests on the right side that could hold the big key. And the biggest divergence we would see
is gambling time room first. And it's not Mentos.
I'm sure they are much happier with this seed. They're very much almost done before they even hit go mode in the last seed.
Yeah, the last seed was really, really horrible.
They might even be finished before last seed's go mode time. There's the mitts and the big key.
So we will not go to Tyroom, and we will hope that Acktheboker doesn't gamble on Tyroom. Oh,
no, Ack, you were fine. If he were to jump down and then go into Spike Cave, it would you are actually able to go through an entrance from the overworld to the underworld while carrying an item. That would get rid of it. So that's an unfortunate fake soft lock for Ack.
I think he could have also mirrored. I'm not 100%.
No, you can't mirror while holding an item. But he could have gone into Spike Cave to recover.
Yeah. Usually you will see a soft lock similar to this in the chicken hut. When you're picking up the chicken on the same frame, it either stops moving or starts moving. But in that case, you have only the option to get damaged by the bomb. So this is definitely one that doesn't come up as often.
Yeah, I've actually obtained a perfect chicken clip, so I'm never going to do it again. There's no point. Ack rightly skipping tile room. We actually saw neither player go into Ice Palace, which isn't all that surprising because we're actually seeing these mitts post-go mode. So Ice Palace was not logically accessible for the longest time.
Yeah, we only got the access right before getting the big key against tower, so not really a thing they're worried about.
Bit of trouble with his arrows.
Yeah, easy way to waste some arrows. He will only need 4 at the end, but
and now we only
we
have enough for 6 Ganons now. So if Ganon respawns 6 times, we're gonna be in some trouble.
We are not in Ocarina of Time where Shrine Rover might respawn after 50 minutes if you do stuff right.
You're right, we're not in Ocarina of Time, we see more arrow drops. Ack is now making his way up the gauntlet. Although he is quite a bit behind Mentos. Let's see if his execution can pull him ahead.
He just used his last blue potion, so he hopes that he will have no problem with life or magic at the rest of the Ganon Tower climb and Ganon at the end. Mentos, of course, not going to check for the gold spirit, not opening any chests.
But he's gonna get some. Maybe he's getting that. Nope, just getting the magic. No hover this time.
Really great execution on the silver arrows.
Yep, it's gonna close the gap a little bit.
Mentos using the hookshot to evade that mini hammer, so they can be quite annoying. But if you use the hookshot, get that one to be past you, and then are able to just dash up in the middle, you can just get through.
Nice little triple. I do think it's 1 hit left. Ooh.
No, I think that one counted as only 2 because he hit 2 of them really close to each other.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. We did have 5 hits, but 1 of them was eaten.
Acktheboker using all his magic.
Yeah, but he didn't grab the magic pot, so he would have been fine if he did.
And we said Mentos is in the Ganon fight Temper Sword. Acktheboker will be shortly behind with the Golden Sword.
Not if he falls again. With Red Man with this many hearts, Mentos is more than willing to take a few hits from those bats.
Acktheboker not hovering again, taking it safe, just use the hook shot.
Now, before anyone asks, yes, Ganon, we did find the silver arrows.
What are silvers? Can you eat them?
Those were in Swamp too, wow.
I think after the siege they will do more early swamp checks.
Yeah, that's possible.
And Mentos finishing up with a nice double.
This is much faster, and look how many items we do have. It's a lot of items.
And Mentos finishing up with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 51 minutes and 28 seconds.
Looks like we have the Triforce text swap between the past few seeds. Or maybe this is just a late apology.
But your princess is not in another castle in the last seed. Version that's a pyramid.
So we're gonna see an extra quick fight from Ack with Ganon. Some nice poke strats. It was a lot of extra damage, but he kind of deserved it. Remember, this is Ganon, King of Thieves. He is attempting to take over the Light World. He is attempting to just ruin life as we know it.
We do have Mentos in the waiting room, but let's quickly wait till Acktheboker is finished, because he will finish shortly.
Ooh, that was a tight triple. Yep, he finishes right now, 15 minutes ago. This was actually a very good, fun double feature.
Yeah, and Acktheboker finishing up with an official SRTV time of 1 hour, 53 minutes and 12 seconds. GG for both of you.
Where's the fourth triangle?
I'm faster, considering they gave us the same seed, you know?
Hey, GG you two. You had a really close race this time. One.
Yeah, it seems that way.
So, just, you know, we all know what you're thinking, so just say it.
I'm just upset, you know, we couldn't have finished a little faster considering we did the same seed twice.
Yeah, that swamp was loaded in both of those. It was your go mode both times.
With the exact same item.
Yeah, the only slight difference was that in the previous one you were doing it for the pendant. Because you did need to get Bombos.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I don't know why Quake wasn't on the pedestal, and then we could have just had that for our go mode.
Yeah, the thing is, you actually could have checked it a lot earlier, and you could have probably, like, you know, just smashed Mentos into the ground with a 30-minute win if you had decided to check it after Skull Woods.
Oh, the first seed? Yeah, I forgot. As I was off in Thieves Town or wherever I was going, I was like, I probably should have done that, but, you know, what are the odds?
Well, there you go.
You also always Shed percent. Shed really loves her stupid seeds, apparently.
So then what was going through your head when you saw that hammer?
That, I don't know, this was Nagaseed, and I kind of wanted to, I mean, you had to get it, so I just wanted to see if I could do as much stuff over there, all at the same time.
In my case with Fire Rod and a sword already, I'm just like, okay, give me the sword upgrade or the cape already. I'll just do this dark if I got to.
We were a bit... Oh, you go.
Yeah, and you got the lamp directly after your second sword, together with the powder, I think?
Yeah. Those, yeah, lamp, powder, and a sword after Paradox, so it was a really convenient time to go there.
We were a bit worried for Mentosman because we saw an early pour for Ack, but Mentos did a few Dark World checks before ever going there.
Oh, okay. Dang, same thing. Again, Mentos, the Pearl trolled you a little bit again?
Yeah, pretty much. I meant to go to Zora early, and I ran into the world's most amazing crab that killed me, and just never went back to the Zora area for ages.
We do have a bit of a tip for you, Ack. Near the end, you got into what you thought was a soft lock by picking up a bush that turned invisible.
Yeah, I heard you. That's
okay.
That would have helped a little bit. I'll remember that for next time. Still trying to learn all this nonsense.
Yeah, the thing that probably made the biggest difference in the seed though was the mirror, the screen wrap that Acktheboker got very early on after getting Master Sword and everything from Paradox Cave.
Yeah, that one hurt because I don't know what happened there. I was thinking I was gonna go down and do graveyard, and then I was like, if I mess this up, I can just flute out, you know. But I didn't foresee myself messing it up with the screen wrap, so I had to go back and redo Paradox Cave.
Yeah, but thankfully you did have your Tower of Hera Crystal still. That would have hurt you even further.
Especially with how much you bullied me again.
Yeah, definitely tell her to just go ahead and do the graveyard clip there, because you can't soft lock or hard lock in any way with that one.
I did. I don't know what how I did it. That's what I thought I was doing. Maybe I was in the wrong spot, but
no, you were doing the. I remember you doing the old man DMD.
Yeah, the old man DMD he did.
Huh. Well, I guess I was in the wrong spot then, so I guess that's why that happened. I was trying to go to graveyard.
Well, in the end, graveyard let you gave you a nice little sword advantage over Mentos. Mentos didn't find that sword, and he didn't find another sword till Swamp Palace.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I guess you would have done all of the. Yeah, you'd have done basically every boss except up to Argus with just Master Sword. It's not so bad, but that definitely helps.
Yeah, getting tempered was nice. In the first race, I had a crazy amount of trouble with the graveyard clip and tried for like 3 minutes straight, just repeating it over and over. So on this one, I just decided, no, I'm not going to do that.
You also had a bit of trouble with Zora first race. Now, I don't know why everyone's trying to do it by just, pressing down on the right pixel. What you should be doing after you get that spin speed clip is just dashing straight east. That will always get you down there safely.
Oh, that's good to know. I knew there was some trick to it, but I couldn't remember it. And yeah, eventually I remembered that you at least have to go a little bit right, but I did have a couple issues with that early.
And that rule applies also to Catfish. Just dash.
But yeah, as much as the Swamp Palace is weird and kind of annoying thing, the fact that we ended up with a pedestal seed for round 1 and then item on Lumberjack for round 2. Why does this game hate us so much?
Yeah, acted, but we did see you go and check the pedestal. We just like not letting this happen 2 times in a row.
I don't know. The hook shot and the cane being on pedestal seemed pretty low percentage this time. Bombos makes sense, but those 2 items, I don't know about that.
I think at this point, Bombos had to be an Ice Palace.
Or Quake, yeah.
Or yeah, Quake in Ice Palace.
Those are a couple things I didn't check, so I wouldn't know where that stuff was, but most likely, yeah. I mean, I don't think either of us would have done the Smith or Purple chest, so could have been there also.
Yeah, you did have mitts after go mode.
Yeah.
You just happened upon them.
That was probably when I thought I had lost the race based on my execution. I wasn't very clean this one, and then I was like, the only thing that probably could have kept me ahead is if he got distracted by the mitts a little bit. And then when they were right there, I was like, nah, I'm probably toast this one because he's going to be in go mode this exact same second too.
Well, yeah, you guys were both in go mode at the same time. And this time you both had Ganon's Tower cleared the same amount, so it was really just head-to-head for the rest of it.
Yeah, I was pretty tilted the whole race with the hard lock losing the progress, and I kind of tried to shove a route in between there. I felt like I played really frantic, but definitely still a good thing though, because I'm excited for Game 3.
But that hard reset did give you a lower in time.
Well,
Yeah.
it's good for nothing.
Yeah, in boost races, losing player actually had the lower in-game timer before. Mentosman8 had the lower in-game timer by, I think, also a minute.
Yeah, I did a lot of hard resets in the first race. I'm not too surprised by that one.
No, you did. You had the same items kind of trolling you this one, but you also had the same items that people normally complain about. You had pretty easy access to the bow and ice rod for both seeds, really.
I guess, again, you kind of want to do, I mean, unless you're going to hover hookshot cave, you don't like going up to that area just because you don't like to leave holes in all places of the maps. And I mean, with the early fire rod and ice rod, I mean, I wouldn't put it past anybody kind of holding. You're trying to get Samaria so you can do Turtle Rock while you're up there too. I mean, it's the dream. And you could have.
And meanwhile, Samaria is sitting behind the worst possible choice. Hookshotless Swamp Palace.
I really considered it again. I'm not even joking. I was like, how dumb do you think it would be if it's there again? But instead I went and soft locked over trying to get to the hammer peg area without the mitts. That was my other option.
I legitimately considered that as well. Going to Swamp, just like, could it be again? No, I wouldn't be.
But it was. But this time, the surprise was saved until the end.
When Pot and Eastern came up empty, I was like, all I'm missing is Kane and Hookshot, and yep, I bet they're all in Swamp because for some reason, sometimes that likes to happen with how seeds are generated.
I know around that time.
Fixed. This was just very unfortunate for you two.
I do know this is my second set of tourney races where a back-to-back since the fix has had at least one item in the same location. Last time it was the exact same location, this time they're very similar. So I would say that's kind of trending on the maybe seems like it's not entirely fixed side, because that's, I haven't had that many tourney matches since then, and I'm at two cases of it.
Yeah, it definitely seems weird at some points.
I know during the original time it was brought up, it was mentioned that kind of no one mentioned it because people were just writing off as coincidence, so I kind of am tempted to think that maybe there's something else to it, but
I mean, this should be a completely different PRNG.
I guess we're just really unlucky, dog.
I mean, the game does hate.
Yeah, I mean, if it was gonna give us, like, you know, the same seed back to back, like, they could have both been not garbage. You know, that would have... I don't think you would hear us complaining about that one, but yeah, 2 garbage seeds back to back, like, come on, man, you know, we don't deserve this.
I mean, at least it gave us the God Eastern Palace with, you know, all 3 items in a row, so we didn't have to go clear Armos.
What are you talking about? I went and did it, because I hadn't checked the pedestal yet.
I don't think I had checked it at that point, but I'm just like, nope, not touching this right now. I'll come back later.
I think you had checked it already.
Yeah, you really strictly fluted to 3, get the book out, check it, and see it's just a hard piece and say, okay, I'm out.
Oh yeah, that's right.
That was probably about the same time to check the pedestal as well as kill Armos, but you would have had the insight of knowing that if there was something there, you could go mode Ice Palace.
Yeah, that was kind of why I jumped to it, was because at that point I had Ice, Swamp, Mire, and Eastern that were pretty much untouched. It's like, well, all of these options are terrible. Let's at least see if we can get some kind of direction.
Yeah. I was gonna go in.
Neither of you touched Ice Palace at all.
I mean, if Swamp was going to come up empty, that was destination, you know, number 2. I was going to go see what that stupid shovel had, and then we were on our way to Ice Palace. I didn't care if I didn't have the mitts or not, because, I mean, at that point, if Ice Palace is, like, the only place left with items, I mean, the other place you haven't checked, probably the mitts, most likely. I mean, it could have easily just as been Kane, but, you know, whatever. I'll go to Ice Palace, I'll pull the pedestal, and I'll stare at SRTV waiting for Mentos to dot done.
I think the first moment this seed where I really felt like I stood a chance was when the repeat Swamp happened. Because I'm like, yep, he probably did this last 2, because nobody goes hookshot-less Swamp before the end.
No, I would. Because no one else does it.
Just like with this ice cream, no one does it.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it could be the greatest play ever, or it could have been like just a easy free 5 minutes, you know, who knows? And the odds are it's an easy free 5 minutes just relative to what's left in the world, so.
I mean, if I'm going to go out, I'm going to go out with a bang. Or a splash.
I don't know. I think early hookshot with Swamp is just a good way to drown yourself.
I don't get it.
It's okay, I don't either, because I didn't do it either time. Alright, well, I think it's lunchtime, guys, but dude, always thanks for the commentary, tracking, and restream. Hopefully you enjoyed watching us play the same seed twice, dude. Looking forward to Game 3, Mentos. Good luck to you, man.
Yeah, looking forward to that Swamp dive.
Instant Swamp play and Pedestal Shack incoming next time?
Yeah.
I think the Kane might be in the big chest next seed, though. And hookshot should be the chest below it, probably.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm going to make sure to remember that.
Yeah, Mentos, I'll race you to Swamp Palace, and then whoever has the highest in-game time wins. How about that?
Good one.
Seems like it'll work out, and GG to you as well. Should be a fun Game 3. I think the fact that we're pretty similarly skilled, and we're both kind of new to this mode, is making these races more interesting than they might have been.
Yeah, I guess that's true. It seems like, I don't know, I definitely gave up a lot of time for no reason because of the stresses of the mode itself, so I believe you said you did the same, so that's good that we can do that. Keep it interesting.
Works out well in a really strange way.
Alright guys, have a good one. Thank you so much.
Yeah, goodbye you two, and with that I want you to get you some more races to watch. We currently have the Mega Man 2 Game Boy version on Speed Gaming 4, the Celeste Any% tournament on Speed Gaming 2, The Link to the Past Randomizer Summer Mini Tournament Qualifiers on Speed Gaming 1, and another Link to the Past Randomizer Overworld Glitches Randomizer on Speed Gaming. Which one is this? Should be Speed Gaming 5. So there are a lot of things that you can go on watching. We will be closing this out. I was Mike K, joined by Fatman's Panda, and joined by Jixon for tracking in the chat.
And I was, conversely, was joined by Michael.